Hello and welcome to another episode of The Discussion. Today we are going to be talking about Aggretsuko, a Japanese series that came out in 2016 and was recently added in 2018 to Netflix for an English and a bunch of other language dubs and subs. So of course, after a while I kind of took my time and watched it and it was pretty great. So I'm going to be talking about what it is and how I feel about it, of course. Spoilers, number one, and if you want to watch it for yourself, it's on Netflix. There's currently one season and a Christmas special, which totals to 11 episodes. So, yeah, hopefully you can catch up, because they're all 15 minutes besides the Christmas special. But with that being said, one more thing to note is that this show also is a TVM14, but it only has minor swear words. That's it. So with that being said, let us begin. Aggretsuko. Aggretsuko is a show about a red panda named Retsuko that basically is going through the life of her sucky job, being pushed around and being stressed out about every little thing and being so self-conscious to the point where she has to take up many hobbies and things that come her way. So in the first season, we get introduced to a bunch load of characters. Along with that, we also get introduced to antagonists and people that Retsuko will meet later on. The series was created by Chao, who is only for her first name, and as the time of writing this Netflix adaptation is honestly the best we have, since a second season is coming in the works. So before we get into the, madness that is Retsuko and her antics, we're going to be talking about the characters. So let's begin. Character number one, of course, Retsuko. Retsuko is a red panda character, basically, who is kind, who always is a team player, which is told about and pushed around by her friends. She works at an accounting office that she has been in for 5 years, which is what ticks her off, kind of, as she kind of hates it. She loves death metal music, and she's just kind of one of those, quiet but kind of like chill types of people who has to deal with other people's crap, and she just deals with it. Internally, she is dreadful. She feels really, really, really stressed, and she vents. How does she vent? If you've seen the show, Retsuko, as I just mentioned, loves death metal. So almost every night, she goes to a karaoke bar and sings death metal to get all her stresses out of the work and her workmates out. So needless to say, she kind of has a little bit of not anger issues, but damn, she deals with it. She deals with a lot. But that doesn't really stop Retsuko from doing whatever she wants and acting however she wants. Even if she gets reprimanded by her boss, she still does her best at work. And overall, she just deals with it. And honestly, I kind of feel bad for her. The next character we got is Feneko. Feneko is Retsuko's fox friend. She's pretty monotone, pretty kind of not serious, but pretty just like insightful, sometimes serious, and overall she's kind of one of the more funnier characters. The reason she's so funny is because she stalks people on social media, mainly because she wants to find incriminating things of said person just to shoot them down in an argument. And honestly, right though, she's just pretty, what's the word? Relatable, kind of? But she's also just, some kind of lighthearted character who does compliment Retsuko every now and then and try to give her advice to not be a pushover. The next character we have is another friend of theirs. His name is Haida. Haida is a hyena as well, and he is honestly one of the more closer friends as of Feneko too, of Retsuko. Haida really does have something for Retsuko. Haida usually shows his emotions by blushing, either trying to offer to help her, or even then ask her what she's doing for the night, or whether or not they have plans. Haida is usually drunk when he's not that, usually to get his frustrations out, or usually just, for the heck of it. He's also a punk rock fan, and he really does love Retsuko. Until the end of the finale, well, not finale, but more or less the, season finale of season 1, he gets put up in the hospital and kind of is a little bit depressed because Retsuko falls for another lover, and needless to say, Haida doesn't really take it well because he's kind of protective of Retsuko. But then, even after he gets rejected later in the Christmas special, he does learn that he still cares for her, even if she doesn't like him back. Now we get to the terrible characters. These are the characters that Retsuko mainly has to put up with. So let us jump right into these characters. The first character we're going to get to is Sabone. Sabane, I believe it's Sabane. So Sabane is apparently a Komodo dragon who's basically strict, who loves to see Retsuko fail, and pretty much is one of those deceiving people, pretty much. Looks can deceive, pretty much. Because in the start of the show, she kind of seems nice, and then you later realize she's just kind of a douchebag, needless to say. He's kind of she basically just pushes a lot of work on Retsuko besides Director Tone. Did I speak of Director Tone? I didn't. Director Tone is basically the head boss of the accounting office. Not the office she works at, but the accounting office. He's sexist, he hates Retsuko, he's so strict, he's lazy. He usually spends his time golfing and saying, "We deserve a vacation," even though all he does is just sit around at his desk, complain, want tea, and let people clean his desk for him. Pretty much he's abusing his power, and this is talked about later in the season. Along with this, though, he's pretty sexist, like I mentioned, as well as telling Retsuko that she does everything wrong, such as making tea and saying that how she's not gonna get a boyfriend, and how she should stop getting her head out of the clouds, and a bunch of other ridiculous things. So, but needless to say, he's a pretty douchey character. The next character we have is Sonoda. Sonoda isn't really much of an antagonist, as she is kind of annoying. Sonoda is a deer, I think so, from what I'm reading as the Wikipedia. Sonoda is basically the same as, well, we're going to discuss Komiya. Sonoda is basically the one who kisses up to Tone just so that she can get a free pass out of doing work. She's always in this cutesy and happy mood, but most of the time she's kind of serious and kind of lectures Retsuko on what to do for social media and, well, how she feels about Feneko, as Feneko hates Sonoda, considering the fact that Sonoda is usually the one to always post pictures of herself on social media, well, basically Instagram, as they have Instagram on the universe. But even then, Sonoda is fully self-aware of herself and is kind of genuine. But even then, though, she still sticks up to Tone, and it does annoy Retsuko, Feneko, and Haida sometimes. Now we get to Komiya. Komiya is the same as Sonoda. The only difference is that Komiya actually sucks up to Tone for, well, his own gain. He doesn't actually really share much interest, as he is just there to work, of course. And with that being said, Komiya is kind of one of the more minor protagonists / antagonists, because sometimes he is funny with his quirks, but sometimes he's usually just annoying. He does side with Tone about golfing and not really working, and overall he's just kind of a teacher's pet, much like Sonoda, but worse. Now we're gonna get to more characters. Risasuke. Risasuke is pretty much a daydreamer, a quiet person, the same as Retsuko. The only difference is that he's not really a red panda. He's kind of a lighter skinned panda, not to be racist. He's met in episode 8, where he's known as the out-of-pocket prince, or the space cadet, because he dazes off a lot. Like I said, he's a daydreamer. But he also loves to drink canned coffee, usually just because he's not really an alcoholic, as he says so himself, and even then he's just kind of a quiet type. But eventually the relationship with him and Retsuko are broken off because she doesn't really seem that he isn't interested into the relationship, as he just goes with whatever, as he was pushed into being in a relationship with Retsuko. Now, Aggretsuko isn't really known for its characters, as this takes up most of the video, of course. However, we're going to be going over why Aggretsuko is honestly a good show, and I recommend it to you. Aggretsuko mainly goes over the focuses of Retsuko and how she deals with her life around her. Mainly her accounting job, her boss, mainly how she views herself, how she thinks, oh, maybe getting married is going to lead to a good life, how sometimes she has to vent out her troubles by singing death metal, and how she thinks quitting her job will be better, but it's the only thing she has. So, what does this teach us? Aggretsuko kind of just tells us the story of how most people live. They hate their lives, they work at somewhere they're really forced to be because, well, there's nowhere else to work in that place they are. Along with that, they're also put into situations where they had to confess truth and also tell lies. Along with that, they also have to conform to people they don't like because those people are rude or very, very sexist or racist. Along with that, she also has to keep those troubles hidden away from her, as she bottles every one of her emotions inside. And when she doesn't, she sings death karaoke, as it's her own little secret that she shares with Gori and Washimi, along with Risasuke, but that didn't really fall well. Along with that, she also thinks getting married will be a better option because her husband will basically provide for them and she'll just sit at home and do nothing. However, though, that isn't really much of a smart option, she realizes later. So, she really just is at a point where she has to just deal with it and learn that, you know what, even if her job's crappy, she has to stick out with it, unfortunately. Her dream ends, basically, as that's what actually the kind of title is similar to at the end of Season 1. So, do I like Aggretsuko? Do I like Aggretsuko? Well, yes. Yes, I do. It's a really nice show. It's humor. It does give some life lessons about how you shouldn't really conform to society. You know, things may look crappy now, but in the long run, they'll all be worth it. Everything will get better over time. And trust me, right? Even if it's not happening now, just push through it. Because there will be an end goal one day. Just one day. But yeah, that's Aggretsuko. Have you watched it before? And if you have, then let me know how you feel about it. If you haven't, then why are you watching this video? I just told you to freaking watch it on Netflix. Ah! But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and, well, hope you like this type of review thing. But yeah, with that being said, hope you like, subscribe, and if you've already subscribed, share it with your friends. And as always, and as every time I say, see you guys later. Peace.
That black rabbit of death wakes up in a breath of beautiful dreams. My heartache, it seems so terribly vain, where fire and diamonds fall like rain.